Hello everybody, this is Mike Brennan with BB Music Lessons, and today what I want to do is share with you a story about myself and my roommate back in 1987. I call it the Ozzy story. Now, this is a great story for someone who asked me, why do I need to play with the metronome? Well, I'm about to tell you why you need to play with the metronome. The story goes, back in 1987, my roommate and I were going to MIT, which is Music Institute of Technology in LA, right there on the Hollywood Strip. And after we graduated, there was an opportunity for a guitar player to join Ozzy. At that time, this is right before they got Zakk Wylde for the guitar player, but they had auditions. And my roommate at the time was, I thought, a really killer guitar player. He's like 21 years old, can play all the Randy Rhoads stuff up and down, backwards and forwards. Had it nailed, with the CDs. He'd practice every day. He was just a real Randy fanatic. So it took him about a month to actually get the audition, for them to actually, from the time you sent his promo package, the pictures, the CDs, it took about a month for him to get the call to come audition. So he didn't have a car at the time, so I drove him up to north, I don't know where it is now, but north of LA, north of Hollywood there. We drove up there, and there was it's in a real kind of a rundown neighborhood. You would never think that there was a place for Ozzy and the band to practice up here. But so we go in this neighborhood, we go in this rundown looking building, but inside it was killer. It had all the equipment. There we met the bass player at the time. Randy Castillo was the drummer. And it was great. It was really exciting for me, and I bet for him too. So we get in there. Randy tells him, go over and plug in. And I sat down on the couch, just watching this whole thing go down. This was like a great moment for me. Randy Castillo, one of my all-time favorite drummers, was there. So it was like, wow, this is killer. We finally made it to the big time. I was thinking, wow, if he gets the gig, which is real likely, I'll become the roadie. That'd be killer. So, but anyway, so he had 3 songs to play. Randy decides to count the song off slower than what was on the CD. Okay, so he counts the song off. Everybody starts playing, but my roommate, who was used to playing with the CD only, played the tempo on the CD. He did not listen for the click of the song that Randy played. Okay, and you're always supposed to follow the drummer. Sets the tempo of the song, so listen to the drummer. So counts the song off again. Roommate still can't get a hold of it, and about the 3rd time he counts the song off, and a roommate, it was just a train wreck. He just could not play with the tempo that Randy counted off. So they stopped. Randy told him, real sorry. He told him you should play with the metronome. He's also told him that we were looking at you. You were going to be the perfect fit for this. You had the look, had the chops. So, and that was a real eye opener for my roommate. So, so we went back home. It was a long drive home, quiet one. But, so the thing about this story is you always want to practice any song you're playing, practice it in different tempos along with either a click track or a drum machine, and really get to know what you're doing and how you're playing with the tempo you're supposed to be playing. Practice counting the song off and practice stomping your foot on the ground and try to play your song with that tempo. So it's highly important to play with the metronome. That's the reason why you don't want to get in a big situation and lose the gig, because you can't play in tempo, you know. This happens all the time, I'm afraid. So grab a metronome or a drum machine and practice playing your favorite songs at different tempos. Not only it's great to play with the CD, but also turn the CD off, turn down the tempo, and play your same song until you nail that tempo. Okay? You will be a much better player, a much more effective player, and you'll probably get a lot of calls to come back and do a lot more gigs if you have your tempo nailed. You know, as a guitar player, you want to be the one, instead of the drummer counting the song off, you want to be the one to count the song off and lead the band. If you get to that point, then you're doing very well. All right? So thank you for joining me on the old Ozzy story, and we'll talk to you soon.